The society gained notoriety as the sponsor of the German Workers' Party, later reorganized by Adolf Hitler into the German Nazi Party. Its membership included prominent early Nazi sympathizers, and although not all Thule members' ideas were adopted by the Nazis, some argue that the society's influence was felt in Nazi Germany.
Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to the channel if you're new. Without wasting any time, let's get to the video.
The Order of Assassins. The Order of Assassins was a Muslim group that operated from 1090 to 1275 AD in the mountains of Persia. Employing strict subterfuge policies, they posed a significant threat to empires like the Fatimid, Abbasid, and Seljuk, as well as to Christian and Jewish leaders. Over 2 centuries, they targeted and killed hundreds considered enemies of the Nizari Ismaili state. To achieve their religious and political aims, they carried out their assassinations with daggers, nerve poison, and arrows. Their mountain fortresses in Persia became the nucleus of a network of Ismaili strongholds across the Middle East. The order met its demise during the Mongol invasion of Persia, where they lost their fortresses and their leader died in 1256. By 1275, the Mongols had eradicated all the assassins. Although the Mongol onslaught seemed to mark the end of the Ismaili influence, some sources suggest their political impact persisted. The Knights Templar.
That one game, Assassin's Creed, probably got inspiration from them. Maybe it was some other group. But I wonder how they were formed and if they actually that formidable way back then.
Founded around 1118 by a French knight, these warriors were dedicated to protecting Christian pilgrims during the Crusades. Headquartered at Temple Mount in Jerusalem, they lived a life of chastity, obedience, and poverty, becoming renowned for their moral lifestyle and military prowess. Their wealth and power grew immensely thanks to their banking system and exemption from taxes by Pope Innocent II in 1139. At their height, the Templars owned parts of Cyprus, a big fleet, and even lent money to kings, to some at least. However, in 1307, King Philip IV of France, angered by their denial of loans, arrested and tortured many Knights Templar. In 1309, numerous Templars were burned in Paris at the stake for the crimes they were accused of. Pope Clement V dissolved the order in 1312 under pressure from the French crown giving away their wealth. Rumors of their guarding of holy relics like the Holy Grail, the Ark of God, parts of the cross from Christ's crucifixion, and the Shroud of Turin still exist today. There's also a theory that the Templars were involved to preserve the bloodline of Jesus Christ. Their symbol, the Cross of Lorraine, was a symbol of French resistance during World War II. Some even claim it's stamped on Oreo cookies. Despite disbanding, their symbols and traditions were revived by groups like the Freemasons in the 18th century. While historians largely agree on their dissolution, some believe they survived underground. Today, international organizations inspired by the Knights Templar uphold their values and traditions. Do they still exist? The Thule Society.
This is probably one of the reasons why Knights are so popular in media. You see it everywhere in movies, TV shows, animated shows, just to show how popular that kind of thing was back in the day.
Originally a secretive German study group founded in 1911, this society evolved into a nationalist occultist movement in Germany from the late 19th century until the dissolution of the German Reich in 1945. Characterized by doctrines like organicism, racialism, populism, and anti-Semitism, members view Jews as an alien people separate from Germans, with a primary focus on the origins of the Aryan race. The society gained notoriety as the sponsor of the German Workers' Party, later reorganized by Adolf Hitler into the German Nazi Party. Its membership included prominent early Nazi sympathizers, and although not all Thule members' ideas were adopted by the Nazis, Some argue that the society's influence was felt in Nazi Germany. Order of the Golden Dawn.
I always wondered why the Nazis were so obsessed with occultism. This is probably one of those reasons. They had some influence back then, so it spread throughout Nazi Germany. I wonder what happened to those people. Did they truly dissolve, or are there still people practice their teachings? If you have any sources to these kinds of stories, feel free to tell me in the comments.
Founded by 3 Freemasons, the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn was a secretive society dedicated to the study and practice of occult mythology and metaphysics during the late 19th and early 20th centuries. Operating mainly in Great Britain, the Golden Dawn focused on divine magic and spiritual development, establishing itself as a prominent magical order. By the mid-1890s, the Golden Dawn boasted over 100 members from various classes of Victorian society, reflecting its widespread influence. Their society was structured in a hierarchy, with initiation rituals similar to Masonic lodges. Notably, women were permitted and encouraged to participate. Though original temples of the Golden Dawn were dissolved by the 1970s, several organizations have since revived its teachings and rituals. The Golden Dawn profoundly influenced contemporary occultism, shaping concepts of ritual and magic central to traditions like Wicca and Thelema.
Were they a branch of Freemasonry or something entirely different? It probably was an organization created by a couple members who wanted to hold their own kind of power, but ultimately they dissolved like most other institutions or organizations like them. But maybe they still have a couple members out there. Unlikely though. But it's crazy to see what kinds of things people back then used to do. Maybe they even do it even now.
Bohemian Grove. The Bohemian Grove is an exclusive, all-male club located in a secluded forest in California. Established in 1872, it's known for its annual summer retreat where the most influential figures from politics, business, and arts gather for 2 weeks of camaraderie and relaxation. Former members include US Presidents Hoover, Reagan, and Nixon. But what happens within the Grove's grounds is shrouded in secrecy. But there's rumors about satanic rituals and even worse things that take place there. The Grove gained particular notoriety for hosting a planning meeting for the Manhattan Project in September 1942, which ultimately resulted in the development of the atomic bomb. Critics of the Bohemian Grove claim it's a gathering place for the global elite to make decisions that impact world affairs behind closed doors. Some even allege that it's a meeting ground for the Illuminati or other secret societies.
I remember some guy going there a couple years back, and the video was pretty viral. And it's crazy to think things like this happen, and we only find out usually by accident or through them choosing to be known. But I do wonder what kinds of things do they talk about when they go to these places.
The Bilderberg Group. The first Bilderberg meeting took place in 1954 at the Bilderberg Hotel in the Netherlands. Initiated by Prince Bernhard of the Netherlands, it aimed to improve relations between North America and Europe amidst rising anti-American sentiment. Originally focused on preventing another world war, Bilderberg's agenda now revolves around promoting a consensus on free market Western capitalism globally. But their high-profile guests, including Bill Clinton, Margaret Thatcher, and Henry Kissinger, along with undisclosed meetings where journalists are barred, lend an aura of mystery. About 120 invitees, mainly from Europe and North America, come from diverse backgrounds, including politics, industry, finance, and media. But what are they discussing behind closed doors? Bilderberg's secrecy has fueled numerous rumors, from influencing the European Union's creation to involvement in the Iraq invasion or Serbia bombings. Critics on the left accuse it of supporting capitalist dominance, while those on the right claim it pushes for a world government. The Freemason.
Of all the organizations we've seen so far, this one seems to be the most powerful and the most credible. But as always, I urge you guys to go out and do your own research, not just believe whatever you see. And I'll do the same.
Freemasonry has played a significant role in American history, with 13 of the 39 signers of the US Constitution being Masons. Notable founding fathers like George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, and Paul Revere were members, along with figures like Mozart, Winston Churchill, and John Wayne. The origins of Freemasonry can be traced back to the Middle Ages, where craftsmen organized into guilds. Freemasonry, as we know it today, began in 1717 in England, when 4 London lodges merged to form the first Grand Lodge. It spread rapidly across Europe and to the American colonies. Despite misconceptions, Freemasonry is not a religion, but does require a belief in a supreme being. Its symbols, like the square and compass, date back to the cathedral builders of the Middle Ages. But Freemasonry has faced opposition, especially from the Catholic Church, which has issued numerous condemnations against it. And in America, suspicion of the Masons led to the formation of an anti-Masonic party. Today, Freemasonry is open to men over 21, with women able to join associated groups only. But no one knows exactly how to join. Its membership, estimated to be between 2 and 6 million worldwide, spans various political ideologies with historical ties to liberalism and anti-clericalism. Freemasonry has been the subject of numerous conspiracy theories, including claims of control over politics, involvement in the New World Order, and ties to the occult or communism.
I don't think so. Getting into Freemasonry is pretty easy. You can do it with an email. But I don't know, of all the organizations so far, this one seems like the most harmless. But that all could be a cover, what's better than people thinking, you have no power at all while holding power? But that's just, speculation. What do y'all think? So I'm going to end the video there. And I'm going to leave the link to this original video if you want to go check it out for yourself. And this guy makes a lot of fun videos like this. I appreciate you all for watching, and see you guys in the next video.
Kick.